This is my Himalayan 411. He's 7 years old now with about 85,000 kilometers. I am planning to take him for a ride tomorrow for a couple of days. While preparing the bike, I just noticed it's having some problem. Let's have a look what it is. Okay, let's start it. You see that light is not going off. That's the battery indicator light, which pretty much suggests it's having some charging issues. The bike is on idle, but you can see that charge is 12.35. It's not really going up. But when you rev it, it goes up to 13.5, 13.6, but that's not enough. It needs to be above 14, and at idle it should be usually 13, 13.5. Ayun, so the problem with this one is most likely a burnt stator. This bike has already done 85,000 kilometers, have done about 3 or 4 stator changes by now. The last stator change was about 15,000 kilometers ago. Looks like I would need a new stator, so it will solve the problem of charging. I'm going to show you how to remove the side case, get access to the stator, and then put a new one. Let's go. So basically the stator is located on the left side of the motorcycle here. This is the connection which connects to the charging system. So first of all, we need to disconnect these two connections, these two wires. Okay. So then after that, we are going to remove all these bolts. These are all 8 mm bolts. Okay. And then we pull the case out. In order to pull this out, you have to open the gear lever and also this sprocket cover, so the whole thing can come off. So let's get started. First thing, remove the connection. Okay, I just removed the connectors. Now moving on to taking out this gear shifter. It's a size 10. Basically, to able to remove the case, we will need to loosen it up. Next, we are going to remove the sprocket cover. Just 2 bolts holding it. Okay, the sprocket cover now comes off. Okay, now this one can be removed once we remove all these 8 mm bolts. So we are going to start with it, but there will be some oil coming out from here, so I have to put something to catch the oil, and then let's start removing these one by one. So when you're removing these bolts, to make sure we will put it back on the same place, same bolts, what I usually do is I take a cardboard and then I'll just make some holes on the same pattern as the bolts where the case is. So we're just gonna make the holes in here, and then what I do next is I remove that one and then I will put it here. So there is a pattern in which I will be putting it back when I have already finished working with the bike. Okay, so I'm gonna follow this one. just like that. So I know exactly where these bolts are supposed to go later. Now it's time to pull out the case. So some oil will come out like that now. That's okay. It's not much, maybe about 300 ml. We're just going to top it up later. Okay. So that's it. We have got our case out. We will inspect it in a bit. I need to just put these gears back in where it belongs because it just came off. Ayan. So these gears are back in place. So now let's look at this. So this is the culprit. You can see the stator, the color is already dark. In general it's very dark now, and one or two posts of this is already much darker compared to others. So that's where the burning starts. So when it gets more mileage on it, it's gonna get burned completely and there won't be any more charge coming in through this. Okay, so we pretty much know what is the problem now. We have to replace this. Now I just wanted to show you about this gasket. This is a BS4 gasket and above. So these are reusable ones. So after we finish working on the bike, we just put back the same gasket. Ayan, so to remove these, that's 3 Allen bolts in here, and then another 2 more here for the pulsar. So total of 5 bolts we need to undo. Very simple job. The Himalayans comes in both carburetor and fuel injected. This one is a carburetor model, but we have already upgraded this to an FI model stator. So this is actually a bigger one. The FI one is bigger like this. Even though my bike is, like I said, my bike is carbureted, I've already upgraded it to an FI one. So this is now runs on an FI stator, which is bigger, but normally the carbo one is much smaller. Parehas may problema talaga yan. Okay, just have to make sure we put it on the right way. So now the whole thing can just come out. There you go. So this one can be rewound and then keep it as a spare for the next rounds. That's what I am usually doing. So it will be just going to clean it up a little bit and then we will assemble the new one. There you go. My brand new rewound stator from FMG. See, Jonathan. So it's very, very fast if you have this thing handy. Okay, so let's go put it in there. We just have to be careful. We route the wires under the pulsar coil, because if you make a mistake when it is rotating, the magneto will rotate, everything will break. So here we have our brand new, actually rewound stator from Fat Mangi's garage. Okay, and this is the old one. You can see the difference. The old one is already gone black. This one is nice, beautiful copper. So this is what I usually do. When I have a bad one, I send it to FMG of Jonathan, and then he will have it rewound and then send it back. So we always have one or two reserve like that. So just in case if somebody wants to get it, we have it available. Like now, I'm in need talaga because I have a ride tomorrow, and if I don't have a stock, patay. So now, thanks to Jonathan, meron akong ready to go. So next thing, we just put this gasket and assemble it back into the bike. So the gasket goes in. There's a dowel pin to keep it in place. Okay. Next, we are going to put the cover back in. So these things needs to be in place, everything. It's gonna pull it because of its magnet. Yeah, that's easy. Now the fun part, to just put these where it actually belongs. Okay, very easy. All the bolts are in place. Now to tighten. Here, just do it gradually. Okay, we have finished assembling the case back. Now to connect it. Okay, so there are two connections like I said earlier. This one goes in here. Okay, that's in. And this one goes at the red and the yellow one here at the bottom. It's very easy. Just push it and then push the tab, the red tab down, so it will go in automatically. That's it. So these two connections are already done. Bit difficult to see because of the crash guard, but yeah, there you go. That's the two connections. Now we'll just put a rubber cover on it later on. Now we have to put some engine oil because we lost about 200 ml of oil in here, or maybe 300 ml. So I'm going to measure and then I will put new engine oil instead of reusing this one. This one may have some dust in it, so I don't want to use it. So I just measured the oil which came out of the engine. That was about 550 ml. So I'm just going to add fresh oil, 550 ml to this. That's it. So now it's time to start the engine and see if our remedy worked or in there. So before we fire it up, let's put this sprocket cover back on and connect the gear lever. The gear lever is already in. Tighten. Okay. Moment of truth. Let's start the engine. Start natin. No more light. That's a good sign. Now we will look into the multimeter. It's about 13.65, 13.68, that range in idling with headlight on. Okay, so now let's rev it up a little bit and then see if it goes up. Okay, it goes up and then it comes down to 13.69, 13.67 on idling. So that's good enough. Good. Okay, so tapos na tayo dito. We have already replaced it with a new one, actually newly rewound one from FMG. So this one now will be get cleaned up and rewound for the next bike. Okay, so we're not going to throw this away, this can be reused. Okay, so this is off to FMG and the bike ready for the ride. It's charging well now, it's reaching up to 14 watts when it is revved up. On idle it's about 13.7, 13.6, so that is what we actually wanted. So good to go now. So hitting the road tomorrow.